Okay, it says we're live. We're coming up on 4 minutes before the official show start time. So we got a little bit of a 4-minute pre-game show. And this is an emergency broadcast. It was just scheduled less than an hour ago and based on a thread in the Rolex Collectors World Facebook page. And so we're going to talk about this issue a little bit. And I don't think we're going to resolve anything today, but maybe we'll get some discussions going and maybe some people can try to dig up some facts and we can try to figure out what is going on. Let me find this broadcast here, make sure that everything is the way it should be. Oh, we've got the Munchkin voice. I'm going to restart. Stand by for a restart. Let me find this broadcast here, make sure that...
Okay, so it says we are live again. Let's do a time check here. It is about 45 seconds to the official start time. So we are going to be live at the official start time. And we've got the voice corrected. So that's how that works. A reboot. I have no idea, folks, what causes the Munchkin voice, and nobody has been able to research it for me and figure it out. But usually a reboot of the Video Pro streaming device fixes it. Just one reboot. So very bizarre. Maybe I should start the Video Pro and then restart it every time and see what happens then. So we'll see. So anyway, this is an emergency broadcast, as I mentioned earlier. And based on a thread in Rolex Collectors World, this thread here. And what game is Rolex playing at? They cut the production, or better, they cut the deliveries, and the waiting time has gone sky high. The result is that the value of pre-owned watches increased drastically, and the gray market is having a huge benefit. You can easily find subs for $15,000 and Daytonas for $20,000 plus. But Rolex is still selling, I guess they meant them, for the right price, in other words, for list. What kind of benefit do they get if somebody purchases a watch for $10K and sells it for $15K? They make business selling watches, not making, I guess they meant their customers, resell them for a crazy price. So that was the comment. And there are a lot of replies. And I did reply. And we're going to talk about my reply in a minute. But I'll just show you some of the replies here. I'm not going to read them, but you can freeze this on a rebroadcast and read the comments. And you can, of course, go to the thread. But there's some of the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and show the rest of the comments for people that are watching this on rerun and want to stop it and see. Oh, here's some replies in here, so I guess I should show those. And reply there. So fair number of comments on this. We'll let it stay there for a second. Okay, and here is my comment. The benefit, this is the benefit to Rolex. The benefit is they can sell these watches at list, and buyers think they got a great deal. The buyers celebrate that they were honored with the purchase. It's amazing. Rolex are laughing all the way to the bank. Also, my guess is a small percentage are sold at large profits in the gray market. That's mostly hype. And I think that probably is the case. We don't have the numbers on this as far as how many watches go out the back door to gray market. Rolex is pretty strict with their ADs as far as these watches and who they can sell them to and so on and so forth. So it's not that easy for an AD to sell a bunch of watches out the back door to a reseller. Now, obviously, some watches are sold to retail buyers by an AD, and then that retail buyer turns around and sells it. But I think the numbers are not as high as some people may think. And it would be interesting to have some actual numbers on this. Of course, Rolex isn't going to play ball. They're not going to release any numbers on anything. But they sell a lot of watches. And yes, there are watches on Chrono24. Yes, there are watches on these other websites and so forth. And yes, people do pay over retail for these watches. But my guess is it's a relatively small percentage. A couple of percent maybe at most, maybe 1%, 2% of the actual watches. So the real benefit to Rolex, in my opinion, is they can sell a lot of these watches at list price The ADs are making a good profit. Rolex is making a good profit. Everybody's happy, and all these collectors and all these people in the forums and so forth are continually hyping these watches up. Hey, you can make all this money on these watches. They're great investments. Buy it and hold it. Buy a Daytona and it's going to like triple in value in 2 years. And so a lot of people are buying these watches up and are buying 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 watches, and they've got them in their collection because they're worth so much money and they're going to be worth so much more later on. And I think a lot of these people are not actually selling them. That's my best guess, is a lot of these people are not selling them. And, I've gotten feedback from a lot of Rolex people that have tried to sell these watches at these super inflated prices and have not had the greatest of luck. So it's not a slam dunk that you can get these kinds of prices for these watches. So what do you think about that? Give me some comments in the chat. You think I'm totally off base on this, or do you think there might be a little more to the story? A little more to the story. David Williams is out making things happen. He's doing client work. He's coining the money. I hope he's stacking some sats, some satoshis. Stack some sats. And the no-coiners don't even know what I'm talking about. So there you go. I want to hear Craig sing the Lollipop Kids, okay, from Wizard of Oz in the Munchkin voice. I should have done that. We are the Lollipop Kids. Okay, so Cheetown's in the house, and trousers must be tight. Actually, I'm wearing one of my swimsuits. It is hot here today. Hot, hot, hot. You can make me sweat today because it's hot, a little bit humid. I don't have the air conditioning on. I'm too cheap. It's going to cool off tomorrow, and it's going to get cold. And when it gets cold, I'm going to have to start wearing sport coats, like cashmere sport coats and stuff to stay warm because I don't run the heat. You know how that works. I'm saving money, folks, so that I can buy Grand Seikos. I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of Grand Seikos. I'm going to corner the market on Grand Seikos so that they like double in value, and I can make a whole bunch of money. What do you think about that? You think that's a good move? Corner the market. Okay, some people are cornering the market on Daytonas, so I'll corner the market on Grand Seikos. Rolex doesn't benefit directly from people overpaying for their watch in the gray market, but they do benefit from people perceiving them as more exclusive than they are exclusive. Absolutely. And plus, they're getting list price. Like I said, years ago, when I used to buy steel Rolexes, we would easily get 20% off. And the Daytonas, they couldn't give away the freaking Daytonas. The Daytonas set in the, I'm talking, late 70s, early 80s. The Daytonas set in the case, man. They didn't sell. You could probably get 30 or 40% off those things. They'd beg you to buy a Daytona because they're really not that great a watch, folks, if you think about it. They're not that practical. They're not that easy to read. They're not that legible. If you're an actual racer and you needed that type of thing back in the day, now there are much better ways to time your races, right? But if you needed that sort of thing back in the day, I guess it was a halfway decent solution. But they really weren't a great solution for most people. So they sat in the case. They didn't sell very well. That's how that works. Let's see here. I think either way, Rolex will be selling their pieces regardless if there's no lists. However, at least having the list may create the demand, so I understand their model. Do I like it? No. Well, yeah, here's the thing. I mean, if this shortage and all, it makes people just clamor to the AD and buy whatever they've got. I mean, like, hey, I'll take whatever sport watch you get in. I mean, the ADs are in high cotton here. They don't have to have those watches sit in the case and floor plan them for months and sell it. They get it in and they move it out. And that's the ideal scenario for a retailer. The ADs have to be happy. The Rolex has to be happy. Of course, they're not officially talking about this much. They did, I think at some point they may have commented that, that they do keep an eye on ADs that are not following the rules and that are not, they actually want ADs to sell to locals. They actually don't even want ADs to sell to people out of the area. And I know my AD here in Frederick, They're very strict on what they can do. I can't go in there and shoot a video and talk about their watches. I actually can shoot a video and put it up on my channel. But like, for example, I can't interview them. I can't talk to them about watches they have in stock. They can't post information on our Frederick County Facebook page about anything they have. They just can't do anything. Their hands are totally tied as far as talking about watches or Rolex or anything. Very constrained. I just bought a Datejust 126331 because I couldn't get a, I guess, SS. What's an SS? But I bought it at list price. I would think you could get a little bit off on a Datejust, but maybe not. So you got a 126331. Let's take a look at that. 331. Datejust. Let's take a look, see if we can pull that up. Let me pull up images here real quick. Was it a two-tone? I'm getting a bunch of false hits, I think, on that number. Let me go back here. Here's one on Bob's Watches. Let's see what Bob's Watches says about it. No, I'm not sure specifically which watch that is. Is it a Rolesaur? Is it a Rolesaur? Is it a Datejust 41 Rolesaur? Is that what it is? I don't know. I can't get that. I can't figure it out. But anyway, let me know specifically what that is. Give us a little information on that watch. Let's see what else we can find here. Brand is getting people to spend handmade gold watch money on mass-produced stainless steel robot-made watches. We have to remember these so-called hot watches are in very short supply. My AD here in London tells me they're lucky to get maybe 3 or 4 a year. You know, and this might be orchestrated by Rolex. This might be something that they're doing on purpose, and or they might have the ADs programmed to say that, even though the AD might be getting more than that. We don't know, because there's just a lot of false information out there flying around, and we just don't know how many watches they're really getting and how many they would have gotten in the past, what the comparison is. I mean, clearly there's a fervor for these watches. I mean, people are just foaming at the mouth and will just drop everything and go to their Rolex dealer if there's a watch to be had, right? And whatever it is, they'll buy it, even if it isn't exactly the one they want. You know, if it's a steel sports model, they'll just snatch it up and then they'll put it in their safety deposit box as their kid's college fund. I mean, it is just bizarre, very, very bizarre activity. So I'm a bit sick of Rolex. I'll look to Blancpain and Omega for my next watch. I already have GS. There you go. Or just wear the GS and get about your life and have fun. Yeah, that's a possibility. Let's do a time check here while we're doing this. Speaking of a GS, we'll do a little time check there. And that's my titanium, one of my EDC flashlights next to it, just for fun. Okay, so first timer here. Greetings, gents. Yes, greetings. We can't keep reflecting back to what was 4 years ago. You couldn't give the BL&R Batman away for $4,500. The whole world of Rolex has been turned on its head in recent times. Yeah, but you can wait for this fervor to pass. I mean, things always are cyclical. I can't say the word, but anyway, you know how it goes. The ebbs and flows, right? Wait until the market crashes and then buy the watch you want for a deal, for a bargain. Been waiting for a sub, but I've decided to go back to a Datejust. Besides, I'm more happy with my Super Ocean 2. A Datejust is a fantastic watch. It's a great all-around. I would rather have a Datejust than a sub any day. especially the super case sub. I would pass on the super case. Steel Sports. Okay, SS equals Steel Sports. Okay, there you go. Yes, two-tone bicolor rose gold with oyster band, and yeah, that's it. That's the one. I think that's a gorgeous watch. You could wear that all the time. I personally would go for the 36 mil probably over the 41, but the 41 works. 41 would actually work. No doubt. Oh, we got a full caps. We got Craig Shipp is the only watch channel guy with common sense and real life experience on this stuff besides me. There you go. All right. I'm probably the oldest guy of all the watch channel guys. I've probably owned Rolexes longer than any of them, 40 years documented. So yeah, there's that. But I'm not sure that I'm not sure that that's anything to write home about. But yeah, I've been wearing Rolexes for years and years. I mean, it's only been the last year or so that I haven't had a Rolex. Other than that, for the last 40 years, I've always had Rolex watches. I was just caught by the siren song of the Grand Seiko. This thing is freaking awesome. Let's do a close-up shot, shall we? Let me switch this mic over here a little bit. Close up. Let me take it off so that I can hold it at different angles so you can see that signed crown. Pretty freaking amazing if you ask me. And it is dirty. It's crusty. I didn't clean it. Sorry about that. That's just straight off wrist after heavy use. So that's how it works around here. We actually use these watches. And very easy to put on and off. Very easy to adjust the extension. Back in a little bit. Okay, so there's how that works. Quick, easy to use, comfortable on wrist, keeps incredible time, extremely legible, and looks smoking hot. Smoking hot. I was with an attractive female the other day, and she kept eyeing my watch. She said, "Damn, that's a hot watch." And I said, "You want to try it on?" And hey, you wouldn't believe where things went from there. That's how that works, folks. When you got a GS diver, that's how that works. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. Exactly the watch you just showed, but with the oyster band. Okay, oyster band. I would have probably though wanted the Jubilee, but some people like the oyster. I just walked into an AD and a black face Explorer 2 was sitting there, so I bought it. Was I lucky? There you go. That's a perfect example. You walk in, and there's something there, so you just, I got to have it. No, I don't want to negotiate the price. No, just let me sign the papers before somebody else does. Let me get that watch right now. Is that exactly the watch you want, sir? Well, no, but it's there, so I'll take it. I'll worry about whether or not I want it or not later. That's good. R. Wags is in the house. He had some issues the other day. I just ordered a new car key fob that I lost at TSA yesterday in Denver International Airport to purchase. They wanted my card number, expiration date, etc. How does your titanium card work without numbers? Well, when you go into the let me cut to this. The app on the phone, it will display the card number and the expiration date. Oops, can't get that in frame good. This is what he's talking about. The Apple card that is titanium. I haven't used it yet. It's just been sitting here at the broadcast station for me to show you guys. It's real cool though. It's real strong. It's titanium. It's really, really hip. I would get one if yeah, even if you never use it, right? Just get one to have it. It's kind of cool. I don't know, by the way, I researched, and it's a perfect example where the internet is okay at a lot of things, but it's not perfect, right? I tried to find out if this card will ever expire. You know how cards usually have an expiration date on them? This doesn't. This doesn't have any expiration date on it. So I'm assuming, but again, that's an assumption. I haven't been able to confirm this anywhere, is that when it comes time for the card to renew, you just renew and you still keep using the same physical card. It just changes the renewal date in the app on the phone, and that you can still keep using this same card, because it would be a shame to, to waste this beautiful card and just not keep using it. So if anybody can find out the answer to that question, please do and put it in the chat, because I couldn't find it anywhere. Okay, it's harder to get information about that issue on this card than it is information about Rolex watch production numbers. Okay, so hi everybody. Peter's in the house. UK watch sellers are full of wankers. Patek Philippe revealed exactly why he doesn't increase the supply of his steel watches. Perhaps Rolex is taking a page out of his book. There you go. I live in London as well. I would stay away from central ADs. I go to somewhere a bit out of town like Kingston, which is where I'm local to. I've spotted 2 steel sports. Bought both. Eric's buying them up, man. Buying them up. Did you resell them? Did you resell them for a nice profit? Let us know. Come on. You can let us know. We won't tell anybody. Put it in the chat. Hey, share your stories in the chat as to whether or not you've been able to get an SS, a steel sports model, and resell it for a profit. Share it in the chat. We won't reveal your identity. We'll keep this on the QT. Let's see here. Look up the brand Supreme. Supreme watches. Supreme watches. There's a Supreme Timex. Free watches. I don't know. I didn't find it. Nothing came up for me that is relevant. So we'll move on. Okay. I was watching your Rolex and GS servicing video, Craig, and you hit it spot on. Worrying about resale value is a red flag that indicates someone is not financially ready to buy that watch. I would think so. Look up the Hodinkee in an article, why Patek Philippe is stubborn about steel. Well, yeah, it makes sense. If you want to keep getting top dollar, if you want to sell steel watches like they're some kind of precious metal, then absolutely you got to have a lot of hype, and you've got to have limited supply, and people have to go along with it. I'm shocked personally that people go along with it, that people buy those watches. Somebody told me I should button this button because of my hairy chest. Let me see if I can button this. And then somebody else commented about my skin. I need to get skin cream and all. Hey, when you get to be my age, whoever made that comment, and your skin is like perfect, then we can talk. And also, I've been out in the sun way more than I should have been. So those of you that are still young, don't stay in the sun as much as I did, because it is hard on your skin. It is hard on your skin, especially if you're relatively lightly complected. So there's that. Let's see here. I went to the law school there, as well as Fraser Hart and Bental's Center has treated me well. They told me they'll source an Explorer for me. Well, there you go. Supreme use a marketing model where they deliberately supply less than demand. Their products sell for 1,200% more than retail by resale. I think Rolex is using the same marketing tag. Okay, well, there you go. And it seems to be working for Rolex. And see, here's the thing. We really don't know. Again, we don't have the data. We really don't know how many watches are actually resold at a significant profit. It could be a relatively small percentage, but it's enough to create the hype cycle so that everybody buys them. And a lot of these people may very well be buying them and banking them, you know, setting them aside and not selling them yet. You know, they might have 5 or 6 Daytonas, for example, right? And just have, you know, sitting on them. We don't know how many have actually sold, how many of these speculators have actually flipped these watches. That's why I would like to hear some stories in the chat, some real stories about how successful somebody was at buying one of these SS watches and flipping it for a significant profit, and how easy that was to do. I'm lucky to snag me a Rolex Pepsi in January at an AD at list price, but will flip it right away. I'm lucky to snag. You're gonna get one in January? Is that what you're saying? They promised you one for January? Peter, I'm lucky to snag me a Rolex Pepsi in January. Okay, so I guess you mean you're going to snag one. You didn't snag one this past January. Okay, Craig, I don't think they were even out then, right? Craig just told us he got laid because of his Grand Seiko XT. Hey, good things happen when you wear a stunner like this. Sometimes good things happen. Shiny things like this, you know. Sometimes the fish bite. Okay, let's see. I like the GS limited edition high beat divers. Date at 4 o'clock window reference. Okay, I hear you. But I still would go for this one. I arrived back at HK last night, actually, here for a couple of weeks visiting family. Okay, enjoy your stay. Okay, just checking back in. What's up with the Apple Card? We were talking about the Apple Card and whether or not, this is the titanium card, whether or not it actually expires and you have to replace the physical card, you know, once you reach the expiration date. There is no expiration date on the card itself. It's just in the app on the phone. So I'm assuming they'll just update the expiration date in the app and in their system, and I'm assuming you'll keep the same card. But maybe somebody can let us know in the chat if that is an accurate assumption, because it's a beautiful card. I'd hate to see them be wasted, because this will last indefinitely. I mean, it is all that. Okay, I'm going to drop it here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool card. Okay. Craig, what do you think of the design of the 50 Fathoms? I've seen a couple of different looks to them. They're not all consistent. Some of them look pretty good. I don't think I would go that way, personally. I would think I'd just go with the GS because I think it's a better watch and a lot less money, and then I would just invest the difference. That's how I would probably do that. Seriously, folks, I mean, when I went to see Steve, going on 2 years ago now, and I bought this watch, I had learned about the watch years previous, and I had watched a video by Arizona Fine Time. This was probably 5 or 6 years ago, the video they did on this watch. And I was intrigued. And I had the 007 at the time, the SBDC 007, the Shogun, which is a similar watch. It's titanium. It's only, you know, now I think you can buy them for $600 probably. It's a nice watch, not at the level of this watch, right? But it's a very nice watch. For the price, I think it's the best watch you can buy. And so I was intrigued with this watch as a major upgrade to that SBDC 007. And I finally looked at it and handled it when I went and visited Steve, and I gave him cash money for this watch. He gave me a good buy. I gave him cash money. He gave me the watch. And I am tickled pink with this watch. I am super, super happy with this piece. And I think I'm spoiled. I don't think I can go back to Rolex. I would love to get another date, but I don't think I can give up the accuracy of this timepiece and just the extreme comfort and just everything about it. Now, when I wear a long sleeve dress shirt, I'm going to have to go to this watch here because it's thinner and smaller. It's a 39 mil watch and it's 12 mils thick, so I'm going to have to wear that as my dress watch. But the beauty of having a 9F is it's always going to be running. It's always going to be accurate. I can just put it on wrist and go. But all other times, I'm going to have this on the wrist. I mean, that's just the way I'm rolling right now. And that's just the way it is, folks. Picked up an SS no-date sub at list, 5,500, sold it 3 months later for 7,600 on consignment with a local watch dealer, no risk, and the dealer was happy he sold it for 8,100 with no outlay. Well, there you go. That's a way to do it. Absolutely, that's a way to do it, and that's a good story. Now, when was this that you did this? What year was this that you did this? Because I don't think they're 5,500 pounds list now. Aren't they more than that now, a no-date sub? I don't know in pounds how much they are, but yeah, when you give us these stories, try to let us know roughly when you did it. I want to hear more stories like that, though, folks. I want to hear real-world stories of people that have actually flipped these watches and how smoothly it all went. Hermes does this favored customer nonsense for their handbags, which is why Hermes bags sell for huge money gray market. There you go. If you go to Bob's Watches, he advertised right on his website that he will buy your Rolex watches for. Many of the Steel Sports models he pays above retail for. There you go. Well, I mean, he's trying to motivate people to do it, right? To get the watch. Bought a Rolex Hulk at retail on an 8-month wait. Love the watch. There you go. The De Beers family intentionally limits the supply of diamonds on the market, creating artificially inflated prices. If Rolex wants inspiration, then they don't need to look far and wide. Absolutely. I think a lot of retailers have done this sort of thing. The 80s here in UK, but it's just reached a fever pitch with Rolex, with all these forums and all these people talking it up and so on. I mean, you don't see this kind of fervor around diamonds. I mean, this is like, I've never seen anything like this. And it is, I don't think it's going to end well for a lot of these speculators. I think it is turning out to be quite the bubble. I think it is. Let's see. The 80s here in UK, keep your warranty card for a year to stop gray market there. There you go. The market is very hot here in the UK. You may get an Explorer or sub at your local AD, but you are kidding yourself if you think you'll get any of the others. They're going out the back door. Steve from the Little Treasury is an American hero. He fought the Japanese in World War II and then helped lift their economy by importing their watches. He will get an honorary Japanese citizenship. There you go. Rah, rah, rah. Well, hopefully, and somebody made a comment on his last stream, hopefully he can get the technical issues worked out on his live streams so that can go smoothly. Because his big event is coming up, and we want to do some live streams from there, so I want him to get that worked out. Oh, boy, that's an issue. If Rolex really wanted to stop the gray market, they would just flood the market with Steel Sports. Keeping warranty card won't work. Okay, well, see, again, I mean, I think Rolex probably secretly loves all this, because look at all the hype and all the free advertising they're getting and everything. I mean, they're laughing all the way to the freaking bank on this thing. I believe that to be true. Not everyone can pull off a 44 mil GS diver, Craig, if they are looking for a diver, Tom Austin says. Yeah, well, Rolex does. I mean, Grand Seiko does make smaller watches. There's one right there. Okay, that's a 39 mil watch. There are a lot of options. And, of course, there's always that old standby, the 36 mil Datejust. Hard to beat. Hard to beat a 36 mil Datejust for somebody with a smaller wrist. It's a fantastic watch. Craig, yes, I made an agreement on a Pepsi to buy next January with somebody who is sitting high in the Rolex tree. This is all about networking, so I will let you know by then. There you go. Peter will let us know. Craig, you going to be at Little Treasury Timeout event? I'm going to be there on the Friday. It's a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday. I'm planning on being there Friday. Saturday is up in the air depending on the weather. I have another event that I might go to. It's a car show, but if it's rained out, I'll definitely go to Steve's if we get rain that day. So we shall see how all that works out. But Friday, I'm going to be there for sure. I joined the Day Date Club today, reference 18238. Excellent. And I hope you mean gold. I hope you mean regular yellow gold. That's the way to go. That's what I wore for years. Let me pull up the picture of it. Well, we'll do a time check here real quick. Let me pull up the picture of my Day Date. My Day Date, if I can find it here. Thought I had it on the desktop, but maybe I don't. Oh, I'll go into my folder here and find it. Rolex Day Date. Oh, this is not working out real well here, folks. Here's one. Here's one I can open up. Here we go. That'd be the beauty. That'd be the 18238 right there. 18238. And that was after about 19 years of heavy use. That's what it looked like. So those folks that say that it's like butter, the gold, and it just like, just falls all apart and gets all dinged up and scratched and looks terrible and all that. That's 19 years of heavy use, folks. Doesn't look terrible to me. Looks pretty hot, if you ask me. What do you all think about that? That's an 18238 that the gentleman just picked up. What do you think about that? Now, here's the deal. I want to ask you guys, we got enough subscribers right now. If all of you all will do this, we can get Brianna enough subs on her YouTube channel so she can get her custom URL. She needs to have 100 subs to get the custom URL, and she's about 50 short. So let's play the jump video for Brianna, and let's ask you guys to go over to Bree. It's brifitdance.com, brifitdance.com, and please subscribe to her YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the chat. Here I go, I'm playing the video. At least I'm going to try to play the video. Why will it not play? Now it's frozen up. What the heck is going on? It's frozen. So let me see what happens here. I may have frozen my computer. Jerking it around a little bit too much. Let me try that again. Let me quit the QuickTime Player and reopen this. This is what live TV is all about, though, folks. It is, sometimes you do have technical difficulties, especially when you're using like a 10-year-old laptop. This laptop I've dedicated to this purpose is a MacBook Pro that's 10 years old. There
Please help my friend Brianna out by following
brifitdance.com.
her.
Go to that
you can
URL.
Go to brifitdance.com, and that's actually pointed right now to her Facebook page. Like her on Facebook. Also, please follow her on Twitter and Instagram at brifitdance, and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.
All right, so there you go. Bree Fit Dance. I'm going to put it in the chat here. For folks that are watching after the fact, you'll have the link. BriefFitDance.com. There it is. Okay. So it would help us out if you just go there and just give her a subscribe. If you don't want to get the notifications, you don't have to click on the little bell. But if you want to see some of her videos, she's going to be creative. She's going to make some nice dance and fitness related videos. You can learn how to do yoga from her, all kinds of good stuff. So BriefFitDance.com. Just go over there and subscribe, folks. Do us a favor. Help us out a little bit. We don't ask for much on this channel. We don't ask for any super chats or any of that kind of stuff. Buy a ThinkPad. There you go. That would really be a bag of hurt. I heard they came out with some new computers. It's amazing that this MacBook Pro still functions as good as it does. It's a 2010 model. Can you imagine a Windows machine lasting that long? Forget about it. We want to see her twerk. Yeah, she might be willing to do that for you. She can dance. I'll tell you, she can dance. Oh, man, can she dance. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, but she's pretty amazing. I went to my Rolex AD today, and they told me that they have closed a lot of their waiting lists because they are just not getting the watches to supply the demand. Well, there you go. Absolutely. So just don't even bother. They'll just say, just don't even bother to come back. Don't let the door hit you in the butt. But I'll bet you, if you bought like a $10,000 diamond ring from them or something, they might be able to scrounge up a watch from the back room or something. You know, things might change real quick if you're like a VIP customer. In other words, you dumped a bunch of money on a high-ticket, high-profit item in the store. And or maybe you offered to buy a Day-Date 40. Maybe then they could scrounge a Day-Date 40 at list, right? Maybe then they could scrounge up an SS for you. So I've heard that's how that works sometimes. Let me refresh this and see if we're missing anything here. See what we're missing. High-ticket, high-profit. Yeah. So come on, folks. There's enough of you in here right now. There's 50 people in here right now. There's enough of you in here right now to push her over her 100 subscribers. Go to that URL. It's in the chat, BriefFitDance.com, BriefFitDance.com, and just subscribe to her YouTube channel. All right, there's a prominent link on there. We've got a prominent link to her YouTube, and just click on that and then just subscribe to her YouTube channel. Let's see. The watches are in the safe. You just got to be a preferred client and you get exactly what you want. I think in many cases that's the case. Like I say, you buy a nice high profit item from them. Any opinion on a Panerai? Yeah, I don't like the Panerais. I just don't like the looks of them. I would pass on Panerai. For me, that's a no-fly zone. Joey Ben, 18038, wear better than the 18238 because 038 is lighter. 038 is lighter. You know, I don't remember the numbers on all of them, but I will tell you that some of the watches are thinner than others, the Day-Dates. Over the years, they kind of were thin and got a little fatter and thinner. It varied depending on the model, and I don't remember now off the top of my head what were the thinnest, but I seem to remember my 1803 was pretty thin. You know, they did get more complicated with the double quick set and all of that, so that might have something to do with it. But, yeah, some of them are thinner than others and are more comfortable on wrist than others. I would opine that the 18238 is more comfortable on wrist than the newer 6-digit watch that has the solid center links. That all adds weight and bulk and all that to the watch, so it does affect the comfort on wrist. But I think any of them are okay. I would say that you can't beat a Day-Date. As long as as long as you can read it, okay. That was my issue where I couldn't really read mine that great anymore, so I got rid of mine. That's the only reason I got rid of mine. I'd still be wearing it if it wasn't for that. It's a polite way of saying get lost, yeah. I was at Heathrow, London, Terminal 5, Watches of Switzerland last night. Nothing but two-tone, but the seller tried to sell me a day-date with white gold Rolex encrusted with day-date white gold Rolex encrusted with diamonds. Yeah, I would pass on that. I don't like diamonds on my watches. I already subscribed to her. Peter, thumbs up, Peter. Yeah, because we're gonna build some new content this weekend. So you're gonna have some new content coming your way, and she might put something up before then, but definitely this weekend we're gonna have some new content. We might even do a live stream. So stay tuned on Saturday. We might even do a live stream. Let's see if we have time. My AD, who also sell Patek, told me they have customers who spend $50K. And by the way, that doesn't let the rest of you all off the hook. I want the rest of you all to click through to Brifit Dance, BRIFIT dance.com. Come on, it's not that hard here. Click through and subscribe to her channel. We don't ask for much. She's a nice young lady. Do it. Do it for her. Help her out. I dislike watches with diamonds. I agree. Craig, what would your most ideal Day-Date 40 configuration be, and what about the Day-Date 36? I would get the black dial like the one that Dudley got. I don't know if you've seen his or not. I'd get the one with the black dial. I think it's gorgeous, the Day-Date 40. And a Day-Date 36, see, that's the problem. I don't think you can get a Day-Date 36 with the black dial. I would like to get the black dial. I think it's more legible. But I don't think you can get a new one with the black dial. I think we went in and tried to configure that, and I don't think they allow it. I don't think it's available. So the Day-Date 36, that's a problem as far as getting a really legible dial on the puppy so that I could read it. For you younger guys with good eyes, that's a non-issue. But I have that issue because I don't like to wear my reading glasses all the time. I'm still in denial. I don't like to wear glasses all the time. My distance vision is pretty good. So I, a lot of times, just wear no glasses at all. When I'm out doing my afternoon walks and all that, I'm not wearing any glasses at all. But if I look at my watch, the Day-Date, it was a little dicey reading it. This one, I can read perfectly well in any light without any glasses on. So that's a big advantage for me, personally. There's supposed to be Rolex replicas done so well, the AD cannot tell the difference, and some have been sent to the factory to check. Also, ADs do not want to verify a watch from a walk-in. I hear you. I hear you. 18038 is single quick set. 18238 is double. Exactly. And again, I don't know the exact thickness comparing those, but I think maybe the 1803 is a little bit thinner. I've had both, and I just don't remember. It was many years ago. But I did like my 18038. I will tell you. I did like that watch. I had one with the conventional clasp, which was really cool. It had the micro adjustments in it. Those are kind of hard to find, but they're super cool, I think. Of course, I roll with a different crowd. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. Actually, I kind of go my own way. I don't even go with the crowd anymore, so that's how that works too. Forget the SS Sports. I've been wearing a 36 millimeter stainless steel Datejust 18 karat bezel on a Jubilee for over 30 years now and never skips a beat. There you go, Steve. All right, I'm with you on that. Absolutely. I mean, how would you configure your Datejust 36? I've seen some really good dials on the Datejusts. I think the blue dial is pretty stunning. There are several really good options. Of course, I would go with a Jubilee, and I would go with the white gold fluted bezel. Absolutely. Every day of the week. Because believe it or not, the white gold fluted bezel doesn't scratch like the smooth bezel does. The smooth bezel, every single little scratch is going to show up. On the white gold fluted bezel, it just wears down over time. It kind of smooths out over time, and it still looks great. It really holds up well, and the Jubilee bracelet likewise holds up much better than the Oyster as far as showing scratches. Those polished center links on the Oyster bracelet are scratch magnet, show every scratch, and so I would get a Datejust 36 with an Oyster. I mean, with a Jubilee bracelet and with the the white gold fluted bezel and probably the blue dial, something like that, or a black dial, something real legible for me. The reason the deep sea has such insane water resistance is that if you swim with it, it'll sink to the ocean floor. Oh, jeez. I like the new Datejust 36 fluted bezel black 2019 model. That's Rolex, which was released at Baselworld this year. It's absolutely gorgeous. Well, there you go. Do you watch the Watchbox live shows? Sometimes, not very often, but I have caught some of them. They do a good job. I like Tim's review videos also. He does a good job. I reckon the silver dial on the Datejust is a winner. I saw one in person, and it's definitely a chameleon in different lighting. The white dial on the is also... Yeah, I'd have to see which would be more legible for me to read. My SPGA 229 isn't skipping a beat either. Then again, neither is my Daytona. They're in the house, absolutely. Craig, could you tell us about Omega Seamaster diver in detail? It's a good alternative of Rolex. Here's the thing. With Omega, it's my belief that you really have to see, touch, and feel the specific model. A lot of their watches, in my opinion, are a little bit too thick. Some of the older ones were thinner. I had a Seamaster 120 that was very thin, but it was a quartz watch. Okay? A lot of people just wouldn't want that. So I would highly recommend you really see, touch, and feel the watches and try it on wrist and make sure that it's really comfortable. For me, I would take this watch over it any day of the week. Any day of the week. It's not even a close call. That's for me. But you got to try them on and really see, touch, and feel them. They're great watches, I think, but I think a lot of them are too thick. And some of them are also too big and thick. And if you don't get the titanium version, you're going to have a lot of bulk on your wrist, a lot of weight. See, this is all titanium, except for the clasp. Clasp is stainless steel. And it just really helps with the comfort on a bigger watch like this, in my opinion. Now, if you like a big, bulky, heavy watch, then some of those Omegas are stunners, absolute stunners. I don't like a big, bulky, heavy watch. This is about as big as I want, and this is super light because of the titanium. At least for the size, it's light. Let's see here. Craig, if Rolex gave you a rainbow Daytona, but you couldn't sell it, would you wear it, and how often? No, I wouldn't wear it. Life is too short. I wear watches I want to wear. No, I wouldn't wear it. Now, if they gave me a date 8, I would wear it. Just about any date 8, not with diamonds and stuff on it. They give me one with a bunch of diamonds and all that, no, I'd pass on that. But if they give me just a solid date 8 in yellow gold, I would wear it. White gold, maybe. That's a maybe. Rose gold, that's a maybe. But yellow gold, definitely. Otherwise, I'll just stick with what I've got. Let's see. Current model Omega SMP 300 meter is a phenomenal watch. If you like the look of the watch, it's worth every penny. So you get for the money. What's the thickness on that watch? My Seamaster is 12 millimeter stunner. Well, there you go. Let us know what model that is. I like the 50 fathoms. Okay, 40 mil. Okay, there you go. I saw a really nice two-tone Datejust with a grape dial today. Really nice looking watch. I wouldn't wear it myself. I also saw a second-hand root beer on a Jubilee, which I would definitely wear. Well, there you go. I like my watches like I like my women, big and bulky. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to wrap it pretty soon. I'm going to ask you guys one more time. We got 50 people watching. It's enough to push Bree over the we need to get her up to 100 subscribers. It's a new YouTube channel she created. We got to get her up to 100 subscribers so that we can get a custom URL for her. YouTube requires that, 100 subs. So please, BreeFitDance.com. I'll play the video one more time and I'll put the link in the chat. Let's give this young lady some love, and let's go to BreeFitDance.com.
You can go to BreeFitDance.com, and that's actually pointed right now to her Facebook page. Like her on Facebook. Also, please follow her on Twitter and Instagram @BreeFitDance, @BreeFitDance, and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.
Let's see, I'm trying to put the URL in here. See if I can get this right. BRIBreefitdance.com. I think that's right. Breefitdance.com. Let me make sure that works. I'm testing that link just to make sure it works. Yeah, it works. All right, folks, it works well. So that what that's going to do is it's going to take you to her website. Oh, now I've lost my chat. What happened here? Go back in here. There we go. I just reloaded. Okay. What that link is going to do, it's going to take you to a page I built for her, actually on my website. And then if you scroll down just a hair, there's a big link to her YouTube channel. Just click on that YouTube icon, and that's going to take you to her channel. And you can just do a quick subscribe. Just subscribe to her channel. Let's see. I could totally see Chip rocking a rainbow Daytona along with blue hair, face piercing, tattoos, and a neck beard. There you go. There you go. Maybe in another life. Absolutely. Get into all the self-destructive behavior patterns. Yeah, because I skipped that this time around. Maybe I can get into that next time. Let's see. 8 a.m. Hong Kong time for the beg streams. All right. So now you guys can go over to the beg stream. See, he's going to ask for money. All I'm asking you to do is subscribe to this young lady's YouTube channel. I'm not asking you for much. I'm just asking you to go to briefitdance.com.
Please help my friend Brianna out by following her. You can go to briefitdance.com, and that's actually pointed right now to her Facebook page. Like her on Facebook. Also, please follow her on Twitter and Instagram at briefitdance, and subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Brianna's
Thank you for watching.
Fun. You're going to be seeing some exciting content from her. So please subscribe to her channel. And we're not asking for much here. Anything else, put comments in there. If there's anything else you need, let me know. And I'm going to go because I got to eat. I'm hungry. Time for lunch. Salad's on the menu. Absolutely. Whoever subscribes, right, subscribed so Craig knows who his real friends are. There you go. Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. And hey, if she posts a video that you like, put a comment on it. Give her some encouragement. Subscribed. 07. Subscribe. There you go. We got a subscriber. Subscriber in the house. Isn't Friday roast beef sub day? Tom, I'm probably going to buy a couple of subs on Saturday. Brianna's coming over, and we're going to be shooting some videos and things, and we're going to be spending the whole day, a long day together. And so we'll probably get some, we might go over to the Catoctin Mountain Orchard and pick some apples, pick your own apples there, and then we might swing by Hoffman's Market and pick up a couple of sub sandwiches for lunch after that. That's a tentative plan, depending on the weather and a lot of other variables, but that's a tentative plan for Saturday. And we're going to be generating some pretty epic content if everything goes well. Now, there is a possible fly in the ointment. She's having some brake work done on her car at 9 a.m. that morning, and hopefully they'll be able to get it done quick enough for her to get out and over here. I said, you're relying on a mechanic. That can be an issue, but we'll keep our fingers crossed that she's able to get that done and get over here. So, forgot it's still Thursday in the USA. Yeah, it's Thursday. Cheetown is subscribed. You should get Mark Goldberg to promote Brief Fit Dance. Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, if somebody wants to be a nice, helpful person and wants to do something like that and help this young lady out, what goes around comes around. You help people out. It benefits you in the long run. And hey, even if it doesn't, I mean, if you just help somebody out, what's wrong with that? Ended up buying that new Explorer 1 for $5,900 minus tax. Sweet deal. There you go. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks again for watching, and thank you very much for those of you that did take the time to go to Briefit Dance and subscribe. I'll play this one more time while I'm killing the stream, and thanks, everybody, for doing what you do.
Please help my friend
Being in
Brianna
motion.
out by following her. You can go to brieffitdance.com, and that's actually pointed right now to her Facebook page. Like her on Facebook. Also, please follow her on Twitter and Instagram at BrieFitDance, and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.